Hello, my dear friend. There is a profound truth that we often confuse. There is a vast distance between pain and suffering. Pain is the inevitable stumbling of human life. But suffering is a choice. Suffering does not come from the outside world. It is born from the way our minds weave tragic stories around that pain. It comes from our fierce resistance and clinging to things that are inherently meant to change. We suffer, not because life is cruel, but because we are trying to fight against the flow of reality. Today, I want to invite you to bravely face 5 harsh truths. At first glance, they may make your ego feel uncomfortable or sting with pain. But believe me, these very naked truths are the strongest medicine to liberate you from the prison of disappointment and anxiety. If you dare to accept them, you will find an absolute freedom that nothing can shake. Take a deep breath and let us begin. Truth. 1. No one is responsible for your happiness. The first truth, which may make you feel lonely at first, but brings ultimate freedom later. No one in this world is responsible for making you happy. My dear friend, try to honestly look back at the days past. Do we often live in the mindset of someone waiting? We wait for a message to feel loved. We wait for an apology to feel peace at heart. We wait for our partner to change their ways so we can feel safe. We are like people sitting by a window, leaving our joy and sorrow to the mercy of the erratic weather outside. But the brutal reality is, no one is coming to save you. Everyone passing through your life, be it parents, spouses, or soulmates, is carrying their own boulders of suffering and anxiety. They are also struggling with their own internal battles. Placing the burden of your happiness on their shoulders is an injustice, and also too great a risk. When you hand the key to your emotions to others, you voluntarily turn yourself into a slave. If they smile, you are happy. If they are thoughtless, you collapse. You let their actions dictate the fate of your day. That is the source of perpetual disappointment. The Buddha taught us to take refuge in ourselves. Happiness is not something someone brings and places in your hand. Happiness is an inside job. It is like lighting a lamp in your own mind, instead of waiting for light from others. To engrave this truth, right now, place your hand on your heart. Feel the warm beat there, and whisper this declaration of sovereignty. My happiness lives right inside me. I am fully responsible for it. When you stop waiting for others to make you happy, you will begin to create that joy with your own hands. And that is the most sustainable joy. Truth 2. Life will not go according to your plan. The second truth. A bucket of cold water for the ego that loves control, but absolutely necessary for awakening. Life will never go exactly 100% according to the plan you have drawn. My dear friend, we often impose rigid deadlines on ourselves. Success at 25, stability at 30, and every effort made must be rewarded immediately. When reality veers off course, a passionate project is canceled, a relationship breaks down, or an opportunity slips away. We collapse. But look deeply into that pain. We suffer not because the event happened, but because of our attachment to a perfect script in our heads. The Buddha taught that impermanence is the core nature of life. Life is like a wild river constantly changing its course, winding through rapids, not a straight canal dug according to human will. Resisting that flow only leaves you exhausted and drowning. To learn how to let go of this control, I invite you to perform a breathing exercise to transform right now. Imagine your expectations as a heavy rock on your shoulders. Inhale deeply. Welcome reality as it is, even if it is messy or unfinished. Exhale gently. Imagine you are placing the rock of expectation on the ground, letting go of your own rigidity. And whisper this mantra whenever things do not go as wished. This too is part of the path. Sometimes, the universe closes a door not to punish you, but to guide you in a better direction that you cannot see right now. Trust the flow. Truth. 3. How people treat you reflects their mind, not your value. The third truth is the strongest shield to protect your self-esteem against toxic arrows from the outside world. How others treat you is a reflection of their own mind, absolutely not a measure of your value. My dear friend, we often have the habit of taking everything personally. When someone raises their voice, we think we did something wrong. When someone is cold, we think we are not good enough. But look deeply into the nature of the human mind, as the Buddha taught. A person can only give what they contain inside. If their heart is a storm of anger, they will pour that anger onto anyone passing by, even those they love most. If their mind is full of fear and insecurity, they will act with control and suspicion. Conversely, only those carrying peace and love within can treat you with gentleness. Their actions are mirrors reflecting their own internal chaos, not a verdict on your character. They are victims of the negative emotions controlling them. Understanding this, you will no longer feel hurt. Instead, compassion will arise. You pity them because they are suffering. Next time you have to endure a negative attitude, please do not accept it as yours. Stop, breathe deeply, and silently remind yourself of this mantra. This is the issue of their mind, not my value. When you can separate these two things, you will stand firm as a mountain. No criticism or thoughtless attitude can shake the peace within you anymore. Truth. Eventually, you will lose everything. The fourth truth, a truth our ego always tries to deny. Eventually, you will lose everything. Everything will leave you, or you will leave them. My dear friend, the biggest reason our hearts break is that we stubbornly believe in the word forever. We want our loved ones to be with us for a lifetime. We want health to be eternal. We want fame never to fade. But this universe operates according to the law of impermanence. Every meeting foretells a parting. Every birth carries within it the seed of an ending. But try looking at nature to see the beauty of this law. Gaze at a brilliant sunset. The sun dyes the sky red, beautiful to the point of heartbreak. That beauty is precious precisely because it is fleeting. If the sunset lasted forever, would you still stop to gaze at it with such emotion? Or would you pass it by indifferently? Impermanence does not come to steal your happiness. It comes to remind you to cherish what you have right now. Instead of living in the fear of loss, shift to the state of grateful presence. Change your mindset of ownership. You do not own your partner, you do not own your children, and you do not even own this body. You are merely the one entrusted by the universe to care for and love them for a finite period. Whenever you look at your loved ones, silently remind yourself of this beautiful mantra. I do not own this. I only have the honor of cherishing it in this present moment. When you let go of the idea of possession, fear will vanish, leaving only pure love and the deepest appreciation for life. Truth. 5. Your mind creates most of your suffering. The fifth truth, a truth that might startle you but is the key to complete liberation. Most of the suffering you are enduring comes not from reality, but from the stories your mind constructs. My dear friend, we often blame circumstances or others for making us sad. But look closely at the mechanism of the mind. An event occurring accounts for only 10% of the problem. The remaining 90% is how you interpret it. Let's take a very ordinary example. You send an important message to a friend, but 3 hours have passed and they haven't replied, even though you see them online. The truth is simply, the message has not been answered. Period. It is a neutral event. But your mind refuses to stop there. It begins writing a tragic script. They must hate me. Did I do something wrong? They are so disrespectful. It is those interpretations that make your chest tighten and make you restless. You suffer not because of their silence, but because of the story of being abandoned that your mind just composed, or when your boss calls you into a meeting. The event is just a meeting, but your mind has already painted a scenario where you are reprimanded or even fired. You suffer and fear even before the event actually takes place. To escape this trap, you need to practice mindfulness. Observe thoughts as you observe drifting clouds. Imagine your mind is the deep blue sky, and those deductions and anxieties are just dark clouds passing by. The sky is not the cloud. You are not your thoughts. Next time, when a negative scenario starts running in your head, stop. Take a deep breath and say this mantra to yourself. This is just a thought. This is not the truth. When you learn to doubt your own negative stories, you will no longer be dragged away by them. You return the event to its true nature, and then the psychological burden will automatically fall away, returning to you a mind of clarity and peace. My dear friend, we have just walked through 5 harsh truths of human existence. They might make your heart sting a little, but remember, bitter medicine cures the disease. Accepting these truths is not to make us pessimistic, but to stop our illusions and begin living a truthful, strong life. The truth may hurt at first, but in the end, it is the only thing with the power to liberate you from suffering. If you are ready to continue the journey of nurturing wisdom and finding peace, please press the subscribe button so we can walk together. I would like to close with a profound reminder from the Buddha for you to carry with you. Happiness does not depend on who you are or what you have. It depends solely on what you think. May your mind always be steadfast and calm like a still lake. Goodbye, and see you again in the next videos.